Oh, there is latency watching this on the interwebs. I wonder how to change that. I don't know. I don't know. I will have to figure that out for some other time. Hello, Carrie David, superstar of Tekto's knife debunking with me. How are you? Look, it's in front of me. It's still in front of me. Oh, Lincoln, hello. How are you? I'm singing tonight. And Gritman77, hello. How bad is the grinding noise of the fan that's dying? Can you guys good? Dave's gonna take a look at it. I gotta get the part number. Oh man, this is going down in history. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. I recently had someone comment. I'm gonna save it for the show. I'm gonna save it for the main show. Nah, I think it's audible. Yeah. Hopefully by next week we'll have it fixed. I might give them another chance when the new ownership, the new management takes over in March. But we'll just see about that. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, there's Dave. Hi, Dave. Dave, can you hear it? Can you hear the rah? It's annoying. This is what I listen to every time I try to edit a video. So, yeah. 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 I wonder if I can put the mic somewhere else. Going to a coin show. Coin show's interesting. I've never been to a coin show. There's just no way to cover up the sound. It's just terrible. I love the Olight lamp, and the boys love the Olight lamp, and it's fun to mess around with and have on. It's pretty good. What if I hold the microphone way out here? Sometimes it just stops because I think the bearing seize up for a minute, which is awesome for a minute, but then it comes back. I really like the Olight lamp. It really is a fun. I mean, not the most practical thing they make, but it's just relaxing and fun. So, hello, Todd. How are you? How are you? How are you doing tonight? I can't wait. I was just looking at some news stuff before I signed on that we'll talk about too. Because people are stupid. People are stupid. God, that noise is killing me. But surplus store nods. It was fun. So, anyway, I hope everybody's had a good week since last week. I have had an eventful week. It has been something special, let me tell you. But we got 5 minutes till we actually get into the thing, into the stuff, into the nanners. The nanners and the schnanners. I don't know. What else does everybody have going on? IRS is going to require facial recognition scans to access your taxes. I'm not reading the whole article. It just says it. Aw. I'm just still looking at different things. Carving wood and trying not to get too many chips in the beard. As you can see, I don't have that problem. I swear, guys, I have tried to rock the beard, the vet beard, the operator beard, all the kinds of beards. I just can't do it. I can't get past the itch stage. And I've tried putting oils in it and stuff. I just can't do it. It's just terrible. Like I can't. I'm a wuss. Can't do it. And everybody says once you get past that point, it's good. But I'm not that good. So, would anybody join me in proposing a bill that the Jenners and Kardashians need to be fired in a rocket to the sun? Just total side note, complete side note. Tony, how are you doing tonight? Have you got going gear yet? I have not. I haven't gotten going gear. I actually haven't gotten the December going gear. I gotta contact them. Anything else? Anything else? Oh, there's an article I got to read later. The worst American remakes of foreign films. Oh. Yeah, Mike Parker is backing me on that, so that's cool. I did not see that Smoky Mountain has placed their subscription box on hold right now. But you know what? Here's the thing. I am proud of them for rather than taking people's money and giving them crap to say, hold on, we need to take a break. Good on them. I have cat hair. Good on them. You know, I think that is an excellent, good business thing to do. Unfortunately, oh, Sebastian's here. I missed that. Sorry, I was looking at that stuff. But no, I think that's great. Actually, I think that's awesome. I wish all the companies would do that and say, like, look, we're not being able to. Hey, Craig, there's Craig and there's Craig. Both Craigs are here. I think more subscription companies should do that and say, rather than just throw a bunch of trash in the box and take your money, we're going to put it on hold until we can provide you with a good product. And Smoky Mountain has a great reputation, and the boxes have been a little bit, you know, iffy these days. So good on them. Good on them for putting their box on hold. And you know what? I think I didn't see that yet, but I think I'm gonna put up a whole little just quickie video about that, giving praise. Thanks for letting me know. I'm sure I'll hear from Jason soon about that. That's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Kurt, what's the latest surgery? Any new ones? Are you walking? Anything going on? How we doing? I always come on here early just to see if anybody has anything good to say. The Point of No Return was not a bad remake of La Femme Nikita. I like The Point of No Return, and I like The Femme Nikita. They were different. Sorry, I'm looking at these articles as we're waiting for like 6:45. City of Angels. I didn't know that was a remake. The Italian Job I knew was a remake, but that was good. I like The Italian Job. The Jackal was terrible. That's true. The Wicker Man was terrible. Night Watch I've never seen. And God Created Woman starred Rebecca De Mornay, so I won't say anything bad about it at all. Anyway, any time, not at all. Played on Rito, never saw. Buddy Buddy, I don't know. Diabolique, I heard of, but never saw it. Father's Day? I don't know what the hell that is. The toy was amazing. Could never get away with making it today, but it was amazing. The Man with One Red Shoe was not Tom Hanks' finest work, but it was okay. Mixed Nuts was pretty funny, but eh. My Father the Hero, hot chick in it, but eh. Pure luck dumb. Taxi, terrible. Queen Latifah and what's his name from Saturday Night Live? Jimmy Fallon, awful. Anyway, all right, we're gonna stop looking at this because it's 6:45, so we're gonna start. So, when is my next military video review, Craig? I was just thinking about that. I was just thinking about this. I was thinking about doing another military video review and a video to explain how some military things work, because just because people don't quite understand some stuff, and I thought maybe I would. So anyway, that's a good question, and I got to find a video I want to critique. So let's get started with the video. Hey Doc, I wait for your review every month. Thank you for exposing what a terrible knife. My pleasure. I'm glad you appreciate it. Actually, so let's talk about that. Let's get right into that now that the show's on. So, fallout from the Battle Box video last week. I've had some people ask me if there's been any official response from BattleBox or Tekto Gear to my second video saying, listen, if I'm wrong, give me proof. And the response I give them every time is like, did they respond to you? I'm like, what do you think? No, of course they haven't. They respond in private forums that they know for a fact I don't have access to, that all their fanboys occupy. Things like the BattleBox members only group. So, and that, because that's just a Shark Tank occupied by their fanboys who can say stuff like, I wouldn't know tactical gear if it bit me on the ass. You know what? I'm not offended by that, because I imagine the people saying that have probably have never been issued tactical gear in their life. They buy tactical gear because they're attracted to phrases like military grade and, and words like tactical. So I don't even care. The last thing we heard from Tektos on it was their response to BattleBox, where they said other companies copy their knives, and so that's why we can find cheaper versions. And then Carrie David helped me do some great investigating, found out that they're actually something called a Braza company or a Brazo company, whatever it is. They are, so basically, they are under the umbrella of a company that provides products. If you go to the Tektos Gear, you know what? I'll do it so you guys can see what I'm talking about right here. Tektos Gear. And this, again, this is all, I didn't figure this out on my own. This is all because of Carrie and what he found out. He figured this out. So give me 1 second just to get this going here, okay? So I can show it to you and do screenshots. So now I need to share my screen. I'm curious on your opinion, what's the most realistic military action movie you've ever seen by far? Military action movie. I'm watching Band of Brothers again now because I think that's very realistic. Black Hawk Down was very realistic in the technical aspect, except we're answering this real quick. Except that they combined many of the real life people into individual characters to make the story more streamlined. The actions and the things that like 5 or 6 people did, they had one specific character to do, But Black Hawk Down was very realistic in terms of technical stuff. I'm trying to think of what's another movie. The Beast. If you watch The Beast, it's an old movie about a lone Russian tank crew in Afghanistan. Should have warned us never to go to Afghanistan. I don't know what you're referring to, Gritman. I don't know what 12 strong is, and I apologize for that. But give me a steer in the right direction, and I'll find out. By the way, sorry about Tato. Thanks. I appreciate it, BK. Actually, me and Ethan watched some Tato videos last night on the channel just to see him, and if you look at some of the older, from just a year or two ago, and then you look at how he was in his final days, he was really old. He needed a break. He deserved a break. So, anyway, let me share my screen. And are we on Microsoft Edge? We're not. We're gonna share. Oh, I guess I got to share the entire screen. Okay, so I got to share the entire screen. Oh my God! Look at the window into hell I just opened up. All right, so we're gonna look at Tektos, right? So take a look at Tektos. Now this is if you hit about. I'll show you exactly. You know what? And I'm not just so. This is Tektos. This is the main thing. Here's one of the knives I exposed as being available on like DHgate. If you hit about in the upper corner, right? About, and you scroll down. So I'm sorry. Here's the main page of Tektos, and then you see some of the knives, and then you can go to this knife right here. It's getting darker. This knife, I actually reviewed this knife. I bought one from Amazon 4 or 5 years ago, and it turns out it was a copy of a very high-end custom knife maker, and now they're selling it as one of their own. This right here, look at this knife. This is the Oerla rescue knife. This right here that I had in the rescue knife video and called it an okay rescue knife, but not a great rescue knife. This is, I mean, it's ridiculous. So anyway, scrolling on down, it says right here, look at this, 2015 to 2021 Tekto gear. And then over here, a Brezza company. Now, this is important when we're looking at all this. Guys, I can't see comments now while we're doing this, just FYI. So, a Brezza company. Now, if you look for a Brezza company, what is Brezza? We develop tangible products for companies and people like you. Who are we? So, who are we? We did this, blah, 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 blah. Here are all the satisfied partners. Here's Tektos, right? At Brezza, we produce and have access, this is the important part, have access to a plethora of innovative and high-quality products for your brand to put its name to. So they're a rebranding and drop ship kind of company. If you are not set on a specific product, just choose a category and let our experienced team help you find the perfect item for your brand. So, they're talking about private label. When they say our knives are private label, here's private label. That's so they can legally say private label because it's on there. And so, I mean, yeah, their knives are bullshit. This dude, by the way, the 1317, that guy in the Air Force, we made fun of him at first because he got instant promotion to staff sergeant for his role in it, blah, blah, blah. He then went on leave, and he got stabbed. He went on leave and then intervened in a potential robbery and got stabbed again. It's pretty awesome. K25 knives I've never heard of. Whoever asked about that. Now you're saying no, they're not good, Jan. Thanks for jumping in there. Sam, we're just reviewing what's been going on in the past week regarding it because it has not ended. So 12 Strong, I have not. Oh, so that's a movie I haven't seen. I have not seen 12 Strong. I am interested in seeing the movie they're going to make about Michael Chapman. And I really, they made a movie about Pitzenbarger, who was one of my influences to want to be a PJ. And then a guy that you never hear about named Jason Cunningham, who got the Air Force Cross for his work during Operation Anaconda, but that's a whole other thing. They should make a movie about him. So, anyway, the point is, they're full of shit when they say people steal their designs in China and whatever. They're just rebranding. And then Carrie was able to actually find this knife on Wish.com, this exact knife, where they call it a Damascus Blade VG10. Peter, you have not missed anything, but it's, we're reviewing the week of the BattleBox Fallout. I told you guys, I knew I had seen it somewhere, and every once in a while when I'm like in some of my knife groups, when somebody talks about they're like, hey, can anybody tell me is this real or not? And they're like, no, that's a fake. I go and I look at to see what's going on Wish and DHgate and AliExpress to see what's being counterfeited these days. I knew I had seen this. I knew I had seen this design before. And it's the exact same knife. And for $25. So there's a dude who comments, sorry guys, hello camera, focus me. Hi, it's me. There's a guy who commented on my video, my response to BattleBox and Tektos, that he agrees Tektos is no good, but he doesn't believe they were trying to scam anybody with this. He believes this is supposed to be a topographical pattern. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Do you not know the and I responded nicely to him. I was like, listen, I respect your opinion, but I'm about to tell you why you're wrong. Topographical patterns and Damascus do not look the same. And this is go look on any cheap Damascus knife. You're going to see almost the exact same thing. And a topographical pattern is a topographical pattern. So anyway, it continues with them talking shit about me on the BattleBox forum. And that, like I said, I don't care. What I care about is the fact that there are people behind closed doors still trying to convince other people to throw their money away on junk, and making up excuse after excuse after excuse. Now, BattleBox is they're the first box of their new management, of their new ownership scheme, is supposed to be March, and I'm really hoping that they get a return to glory, a great box. And I meant it when I said I don't want a bash BattleBox. If I'm getting views because I bash BattleBox, I don't want those views. I don't want them. I want views because I'm doing honest reviews that you're not going to find other places. I would love I want to do a review of BattleBox, and I want to be blown out of my seat to say, this is what I subscribed to BattleBox for in the first place. I'm throwing all my own money back in this thing. That's what I want. That's what I really want. Will it happen? I don't know. We'll see. We can only hope. I really hope. I want them to get better. Moving on. Next box. I just got Tac Pack in. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'll probably have the video up to Friday. I also am just editing a beef jerky video with me and Ethan because he wanted to do a beef jerky video. So, we did one. To get not an unboxing, but making beef jerky. And let me tell you something. Because I forgot how much I love it, I got some round steak. I went to Walmart today, so I was limited to what Walmart had. I got a tri-tip. Tri-tip is my favorite cut of meat, by the way. I got flank steak. Flank steak is also really amazing. And I got another tri-tip. And there will be meat cooking in this house tonight. Yum. But so we already made this one video. I tried, and there's no video on this. I tried out ButcherBox just to see what they provided. They provided some pretty damn good meat. It's pretty expensive. I like this comment. Thank you. I like videos, but wow, that's a sweet knife in your profile picture. I like videos better where I'm excited about what I get because I like to be able to tell people I think this is worth the money. you know? So that's pretty good. So from the butcher box already, I have tried their brisket, which you'll see in the jerky. I have tried their flat iron steaks, which were delicious. Tried their chicken thighs, which I made a Hawaiian chicken bake with, which is really good. And I just last night did a pork roast, which was delicious. I don't know. I'm not. I mean, if you like getting meat delivered rather than having to go out for it, they're good and they're quick. And they've got some good like opening deals to save you some money on the first box. I don't know if I'd continue the subscription for $160 a month, but it's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Have you used your Bushcraft Spice Wallet during cooking? It had to come up. I don't even know where the Bushcraft Spice Wallet is right now. I have no idea. I think it's in the closet. So I don't know. But I got Tac Pack, and once again, it is, we should know this by now. I'm just setting you guys up now. If you do not shoot regularly, you are not going to be excited by this box. Not at all. And there's an item in it that I think is totally, and I call that out as being ridiculous box filler. In fact, in the box, I even say these people invented a problem so they could sell you a product to solve the problem. But we'll see how that goes. As far as other stuff, I have not gotten notifications from Barrel and Blade or EDC or anything. So we'll have to see. The channel to be named later put up a nice video in support of me against the fanboys, and supporting honesty in videos, which was pretty cool. Leonard, what's up? We were just wrapping up the fallout from the BattleBox video and how it's still an ongoing mess, but we're about to move on to something more fun. So if you guys follow me on Instagram or my Facebook page, I put a post up where I kind of look like an idiot because I didn't check what autocorrect was doing, by the way. But I saw something in one of my knife groups on Facebook that I loved. The guy took a Benchmade Bailout and he did it Boba Fett theme. And if you're, again, there's a new episode of Boba Fett tonight. Woohoo! Sam's got the boys. I can crack open an adult beverage, and I can watch Book of Boba Fett, play some Fallout. This is going to be great. Okay, anyway. It came out great. And I want to jump on that bandwagon because I've never done a knife in that theme. So I posted on Instagram and then shared it to my Facebook of choices of 6 knives that I wanted everybody's opinion on. I'm going to do two or maybe even 3 of them. Which knives do you think would come out the best if I did a Boba Fett theme treatment on them? It's going to be all cosmetic. I'm not going to be grinding or anything like that. We're probably going to be doing different Cerakotes. Unfortunately, I didn't check autocorrect, so Hogue got turned into House. Defcon got turned into Deacon. I appreciate this, sir, because, like I said, all of these contributions go to, I know I missed a few while I was screen sharing, but thank you. Again, all those go to shipping for giveaways, and I did not ship away. I did not ship off the last Olight knife yet because the losing Tekto was right after that. I need to get on that one. But yes, and CB, I did. Thank you so much for telling me, Jonathan, because I was able to put that in the video. And I was like, why do they need to make it a camouflage package? Just to remind you, Realtree funded. But anyway, yeah, I was able to reference Quick Survive because you let me know that, and we talk about it in the unboxing. So obviously Leonard, there's no spider coat. I think you're probably talking about the Griptilian because of the hole, if you're saying spider coat. Leonard has seen it. So I'm going to show you guys the knives in case you have not seen the posts, because I really do want this to be a fan favorite. Oh, I said the word fan. I want it to be a viewer favorite project, and we may probably give one of them away when it's all done. So I want your opinions. So, number one, this is a Hogue, I think EX01. It's old. I got it in 2012 from Arizona Custom Knives. It's got an aluminum frame. Oh, Leonard, thank you. Tekto in his nom-noms. It's so I'm showing you all the details because I want you guys to keep this in mind if you care or not, for the process of what we're doing. It's got a nice big spoon-like clip. So Boba Fett style, we'll do the can you look at this whenever you want, but I'm planning on trying to get back into custom knives, scales. Good. I think you should. Everybody should try it and work on it. So aluminum. I like the patterning here. It reminds me of something that might be on a ship in the Star Wars world, Lots of hardware that we can make the complementary color, like reds and yellows. What I really love... Ooh, is this locked? What I really love about this knife is that it's got a really nicely polished blade. I do not remember what type of steel this thing is. It's been in my collection a long time. It's got the Elishewitz maker's mark on it, but I figure this actually would probably go well for a Mandalorian, now that I think about it, with his nice shiny armor. But it could also go very well with a Boba Fett. So this is Hogue, right? Not House, Hogue. The next one is, and this is not the same order I presented them in on the post, but whatever. My going away knife from my last Air Force combat unit, Griptilian. Now the reason I picked this is because the guy did a Benchmade bailout, so I figured Benchmade style, right? Thank you, Peter. As always, Peter's a reliable and awesome viewer, and I really appreciate it. This is the way. I figured with the shape, I love the sheep's foot blade. I obviously would not want to do anything to the engraving on this blade. I'd want to leave it there. But it's got a shape that we can work with. It's got, like, again, hardware, clip, axis lock that we can do. And, we don't have to do like one solid color. We can do stripes. We can do other patterns and everything. Lincoln, it's funny you mentioned that because he just told me that Facebook had, how their weird matrix subscribes and unsubscribes people. He just told me that he had been unsubscribed from my channel, sent me a message. So we'll probably get together soon. Yeah, Peter, I'm not a big fan of serrations now either, but it happened. Yeah. This is what they presented me with. Number 3, and I picked this buck. This is from the video where people said, could you do a video on some buck knives? And I picked up some buck knives of various configurations. Now, this is a made in the USA one, which is nice. I thought the blade looked like some kind of animal that he might have to fight on Tatooine or something, And I thought that maybe whatever we do, we could preserve these silver lines, or we could fill them in with the Boba Fett yellow and then do the hardware red with the regular knife handle, like Boba Fett, that greenish blue, and then maybe we'll bead blast this so it's not quite so shiny. But I thought this would be an interesting choice. We could also do either red or yellow down the spine. And this is a very non-expensive, if I remember, a relatively non-expensive buck. But doesn't this have the look of like some kind of animal that would be in the Star Wars universe that like would snarl and and again maybe Mandalorian because he has to fight I can't remember the name of it to get his signet on the thing. But so there's the buck. Well, Gritman, wait, we got 3 to go, unless you've already seen the post, and then you're well entitled to say that already. This one came in Monthly Knife Club. This is the Wesson, and I can't remember the model number, but the reason I like it is because number one, it's all metallic. Mudhorn, David Jones, thank you, the Mudhorn. It's an all-metal handle, which I feel like a Boba Fett knife should have an all-metal handle. It's got standoffs that we can do, but it's also got like kind of this bluntish, nice sort of drop point blade, and we can. I feel like this would just make a I think of Boba Fett, and I just think of brute blunt force fighting its way through whatever, and that's what I think of when I see this blade. You know, so this is the fourth option on there, and this is a nice knife. It's lightweight, frame lock. I think this would look good too. The next one is DEFCON, not Hogue. You know, you say, David, you say no disintegration. Here's what I love about the way Jon Favreau is doing his individual series. They say no disintegration in Empire Strikes Back, and everybody's like, yeah, okay. And then you get to The Mandalorian, and you see him put disintegration into use with the Jawas, and you're like, aha, callback, nice. Is it DEFCON? They call it jungle knife, the DEFCON jungle knife. Now, what I'm looking at on this are the lines of the handle. It looks very sculpted, kind of like armor. So I'm thinking Mandalorian, Boba Fett armor. If you guys want to join in the debate as to whether or not Boba Fett and his father were actual Mandalorians, feel free. A lot of people say they were not Mandalorians, not real Mandalorians. They just had the armor. But so we've got a lot of, again, separate backspacer we could work with, and this nice sculpting on the handle that gives it a very kind of, spacey sort of look that I think would look really good too. Yeah, that's it, Sam. Basically, it looks sci-fi, and a very nasty looking blade for whatever he needs to do with it. And then finally, I've had this very special Strider SNG in my collection for a long time. I was paid for work with this knife, and I have done some flame anno on it. But a strike now. So here's the thing: there's this, and I don't mind doing this if this is what's chosen. I've had this a while though, and I'm never going to find another one of these out there, ever. The SNG with the double gunner grit, full titanium, and that harpoon blade. So I have this, and I'm going to tell you up front, this is not a true Strider. This was given to me to work on, and I told the dude, that's not real. And the guy said, what do you mean it's not real? And I said, this is not a real Strider, and I pointed out some ways to tell it's not a real Strider. It is a very good clone. It is a very convincing clone, but this is not a true Strider, and you have to actually take it apart to really see that it's not a real Strider. But we could also do this. And say, put a clone to good use. Well, Gritman, you picked 3, and like I said, I'll do like 2 or 3, so that's okay. But what I'd love for you guys to do is, I know you're putting it in the chat. After this video posts, like after we do the live stream, it's going to post. I'd love it if you guys could either comment on the Instagram or Facebook post, or come back and comment on this video. That way, I have all of the like kind of votes, lack of a better word, somewhere we're easily organized, right? And come back and look at them, and I can see what people want. If I do 3, I'm definitely going to give 1 away, and I probably will do 3 because I just love messing around in the shop. I mean, it's awesome. And a lot of I will not give this one away, honestly, if this one, because this really means something to me. But maybe we'll do a Mandalorian on the Hogue, and then a couple of Boba Fett's. I don't know, but I probably will end up giving 1 away because I love. Oh, okay, awesome. Go ahead, do for it. I like that. But yeah, so if you guys could just put your, comment on one of the posts or this video when it's done, it'll help me because I'd have to watch this whole video again and go through the chats in real time as it goes to write down what you're saying. So here's what you need to do, Alexander Black. Make sure that you have selected all notifications. You know, like on my channel, on any video where it would say subscribe, on the bell, make sure you click all notifications. Lincoln, I might. You know, I can't. The laser engraving for your cricket. I can do a nautical theme. Darren would love a nautical theme, being an old Navy guy. I just gotta look up what it's gonna be. Lincoln, I may do a video. I may not. I can't always do a video is the problem. I'd love to do a video on everything. Sam, if you already commented, on Facebook, then I'll get it there. Don't worry about it. You don't have to. I'm not asking you guys to comment on all three. Just comment somewhere so that I can go collate them. So that I can co-locate my feces. That's what we used to say. That's the appropriate way of saying get your shit together, you know. Jason Jones. Jason, I have a question for you, Jason. Have you been notified that the Smoky Mountain Knife Works is being suspended for a while until they can get their supply issues underway, handled? Because that's what we have heard. That's what was said. And as the subscriber dude. Anita, you just saw the live. Hey guys, here's Anita. Let me tell you about Anita. Anita is awesome. Anita was a member of the BattleBox members only group, and when she posted a comment to defend my findings on the knife, they kicked her out. They actually kicked her out because she was not a fanboy who said I was wrong. So how's that for integrity? I'm sorry you guys didn't get the note. I don't know what's up with the all right, Gritman, thanks. Now I will have your choices in there, and it'll basically be a vote. I tried to do a community post, but you can do a poll or you can do a picture. And I wanted to do a poll, but without the pictures, it would just be names of knives, and you guys would have nothing to see. And if I put a picture, I suppose people could have commented, but I wanted to do a picture and then a poll. So it really is. I mean, okay, let's face it. I was trying to make less work for myself because then it would rack and stack it for me. What is going on with your wife, Peter? Do you need Peter? Go take care of your. Yeah, Kevin, the thing with a Facebook poll is there's not a lot of followers on Facebook is the problem. I suppose I could do a video or something to drive people to it. Facebook is like the least presence I have. It's a good idea. I mean, it is a good idea. Peter, why don't you Well, Peter, definitely keep me updated with what's going on. You know, your family's important. Definitely. I'm sorry to hear that. It's sad. This has been 2022 is not starting out much better than 2021 or 2020 have been. It's been not good. Obviously, that's the stupidest thing I've said so far today. But I'm sorry to hear that. You know, I hope things work out. I really like the buck for some reason for this project. I just think it has a look to it. It's very slim though, but we'll see. So, what else to talk about? Interesting thing I saw in the news. I don't know why this is interesting to me or why I'm even going to tell you guys about it. So Alec Baldwin. Now, we've talked about Alec Baldwin related to his complete lack of gun safety sense in recent days. And that, if you have you guys been anybody been following that whole situation for that movie set where he had a negligent discharge and killed the director of photography and all that stuff? Like, because I have been following it, and here's the thing too. As an actor, I like Alec Baldwin. I think that the work he does on 30 Rock and like some of the acting he's done in movies like Malice, he's a great actor. As a human being, I think he's trash. I think he's just a terrible person. But I do enjoy the work that he produces as an actor. I think that the role he played in 30 Rock, since it's so opposite of his super liberal, personal ideologies, I think it's so funny to watch him in that role, which is great. Do I got any music recommendations? Dude, my music playlist is so messed up. I couldn't even tell you. Anyway, so Alec Baldwin is. I have mixed feelings on the Alec Baldwin thing. I think it's ironic that Alec Baldwin, being a huge, if he had his way, all of us would lose our guns. If he had his way, all of us would be living in some giant. Alec Baldwin is your cousin? Are you serious? Is that for real? I mean, all of us would be living in some liberal hellhole dystopia. But anyway, the fact that he ended up in a situation where he shot somebody, and the fact that it was due to Hollywood, how do I say it? Hollywood, I know better than everybody else is just, I mean, terrible tragedy. Terrible tragedy. Jonathan, why am I only now finding this out? What? Why? How have we not discussed this before? So, but the whole incident that happened on that set, I have said, anybody, this is my opinion, anybody that picks up a firearm at any time for any reason, anywhere, ever, has a responsibility to do a safety check on that firearm. I don't care if you are, a super secret scroll operator, or if you are just somebody who is, you're an actor who is handling a gun on set. You have a personal duty and responsibility to check the safety of that firearm every time you pick it up. Everybody on that set is blaming everybody else. The armorer on that set is now trying to sue the ammunition company, saying that they mix live rounds in with the blank rounds. But I'm still saying, I don't know. Even if they did that, if you were loading the gun, shouldn't you have checked that you didn't put a live round in? Anyway, the point is, everybody's suing everybody. Everybody's blaming everybody. And this all could have stopped and ended if one person who had the gun in his hand, I mean, it could have stopped and ended if 8 different people had, done the right thing and checked. But okay, so that's it. I just read a story where when we lost our brothers and sisters Marines in Kabul during the running away operation that we pulled, he sent a check for $5,000 to one of the families of one of the Marines. Okay. He then found out that the person he sent the check to, which was the aunt, he said the woman the sister of the mother or whatever he sent the check to was at the Capitol on January 6th. And I'm not asking for your criticisms or comments on January 6th, because that's not relevant. The point is, this woman was interviewed by the FBI. She was questioned. The FBI found out that she was not involved in any way, shape, or form with going into the Capitol. I'm using the word in quotes: rioting, disorderly conduct, trespassing, unlawful entry, anything that anybody's been charged with, anything in any way. She was just there at the demonstration, like on the outskirts. She was present in Washington, D.C. on public property that day. Alec Baldwin found out somehow, and then messaged her and said, did you go to this thing? That I sent you money? Did you go to this thing? And she told him, I went there, and no, she was not charged with treasonous behavior or sedition either. I don't know what the hell this Russian thing is, but it pops up every now and then. I'm gonna block it. She said, I went there. I was part of a protest. I went there to a rally to see what was going on. But, however, I was interviewed by the FBI. I handed in all my records. They found out I was not liable for anything. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just there. I didn't enter the building. I didn't hurt anybody. I was not part of whatever this was. I was just physically on the Capitol, in the thing. And his response was, well, you're a rioter and a this and a that and a traitor and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to post your picture up. Good luck. That's what he said. That's the quote. I'm going to post your picture up. Good luck. And as a result, people started sending her death threats and saying, oh, your nephew deserved to die for being related to a scumbag like you. And I'm glad he was killed, and all this stuff. Of course, how people are all good at doxing folks now and stuff like that. So he's now being sued for $25 million. And his lawyer said, Alec Baldwin's not responsible for anything that anybody else does. He can tweet whatever he wants. And if he's wrong about her involvement, well, that's not his fault either. He just made a mistake. He made a mistake. So, yeah. That just really pisses me off. Because that is elitism at the highest level. Alec Baldwin, who punched out a guy in the streets of Manhattan over a parking space and got out of it because he's Alec Baldwin. Well, you need to go smack your cousin around. I have worked as an actor on set. I disagree. As the actor, you are handed the weapon from the armorer. Huh. It's interesting, Jason. The thing is, Jason, I don't trust a firearm that somebody puts in my hand. I don't care who they are. And maybe that's just the training I got. But I think we learned now that you can't always trust the armor. So anyway, that's just the story I read just before we came on here. And so, of course, he deleted everything when it was reported that she was getting threats and whatnot. And then said, oh, check my phone. I didn't say anything. Nothing's on my phone that can connect me to this. Duh, we're not stupid. Some people are stupid. But that's just what's pissing me off right now. And then in another people are stupid. And again, I'm not commenting on January 6th. I know that there is a mixed group of people. Some people agree with it. Some people don't agree with what happened. Some people don't. Well, see, here's the thing, Abe. This is as an actor or not. This is why So he's somebody. This is my problem with it. He's somebody who wants to talk about gun laws and who should have guns and who shouldn't have guns and what guns people should be allowed to have and what rights. He's out there, promoting laws and stuff. And he obviously has no idea what it is to handle a gun, how to safely handle a gun, who can safely handle a gun. He thought the weapon was unsafe. Firearms are all about personal responsibility and personal freedoms. And the truth is, with personal freedoms comes personal responsibility. I believe everybody that is a citizen of this country has the personal freedom to own a firearm. With that comes the responsibility of handling, owning, and operating that firearm responsibly. And if you're gonna criticize how other people are wackos and are gonna people that want, and he has said people that want to own rifles or AR-15 and stuff are just like crazy people, or they're gonna murder people, blah blah blah. Like I said in an earlier thing, Alec Baldwin has now killed more innocent people than my AR-15 because he thought he didn't need to bother learning how to safely and correctly handle a firearm. And you know what? Here's the difference. If you've looked at the way Keanu Reeves took to gun training because he was going to be in a gun handling role, it's crazy. Peanut butter or chocolate cookies? Can I have chocolate chip peanut butter cookies? I mean, this is it. You always treat that gun as if it's loaded until you physically clear that chamber and verify that it's not. That's the deal. And if you're able, what was I going to say? If you're going to trust that someone else has prepared the gun for you, maybe that other person is responsible, but then so are you, because you are. It's like this. Okay, so here's the thing. The night tour is starting to grow. Isn't it nice and calming back there? So here's the thing. Let's go back to combat. Okay. If you can have an opinion on gun control, if I am in combat, right, and I am going to put a plane overhead to do close air support on something, and I have a checklist that I have to fulfill. I don't just get on the radio and say, by the way, Craig, I wore the Bone shirt the other day, and Ethan loved it. And bad to the Bone. He said, "Why is it bad to the B1?" And I was like, I had to explain to him the Bone. I'm going to wear it in the video. So if I put a Bone overhead, a B1, I say Bone 27, and I'm not going to go through the whole litany of radio comm, and I'm calling him in, I'm going to drop. And I have not done my due diligence to make sure that we are civilian free or free of friendlies in the area, where I have just cleared Bone 27 to fly and drop bombs because somebody told me it was clear, right? Some guy says, no, it's okay. Just call in the drop. And I have not done my job to make sure that we have safety of flight and that we have, we have met our, it's been a while, guys, our collateral damage estimate, and that we have not verified it through our matrix of acceptable risk levels and all this other stuff, okay? If I have not done that, and I just take this one dude's, got a commanding officer even, who says, it's okay, I'm telling you it's okay, just do it, I'm buying the bomb when I say cleared hot or something like that, So, yes, the dude who told me that it was good to go is in trouble. But guess what? They're going to court-martial me and say, why did you not follow safety procedures? Why did you just listen to somebody instead of doing your due diligence? And why is it not the same thing with this gun? Why is it, it's making me crazy. Anyway, we're getting off on a topic, but so everybody in the chain of custody of that gun, and we've already talked about this, and I'm sorry, is at fault from the armorer that load. And I like how the armorer now, her defense is somebody has to somebody has to somebody had to replace, somebody purposely sabotaged her by loading a live round when no one was looking, and we got mad at that lady and was being an asshole and thought there was blanks. Well, see, now listen, he's your cousin and you know him and I don't, but I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to say he was a negligent idiot. I have heard stories that said the gun was never supposed to be pointed in that direction, but I don't know. But CS, you as the operator of the vehicle are liable to make sure that it is in operational condition all the time. It does come down to you. Even if someone else changed the tire, if you're accepting the job, now the liability is on you. So yeah, it is like, that's the liability, the way it goes. So, and I have seen not that exact case, but a similar case, EMS wise in Long Island. So if you accept equipment that was repaired from a certified shop or whatever, but you don't take the time to assess that it is done properly and you put it into use, you have now accepted the liability. Now, this is New York law. I can't say it's from all over the country, but that was New York law, that now the liability is on the operator because the operator had the opportunity to function check and make sure it was repaired correctly and bring it back to the repair shop and say, no, this is not done right. I'm not going to put this around the public. There can only be one safety and one person in charge. Do you want untrained actors? No, what I want, Jason Jones, is actors to be trained in gun safety. So that if they're handling guns, they know the difference. They can operate them safely. And it doesn't take, it doesn't take a whole lot to verify that there are blanks in there instead of live rounds, or that their round is chambered versus unchambered if it doesn't need to be. Things like that. But the thing is, here's what we're talking about. We're talking about, it was handled by how many people? The gun was handled by 4 different people that day. The armorer, and then an assistant to the armorer, and then the assistant director, and then Alec Baldwin. If it came directly from the armorer's hands to Alec Baldwin, we could say the armorer verified. But the armorer so that's why I'm saying there are multiple people. When you say handled, do you mean physically touch, or what do you mean by handled? Because that's a different word. Because that gun was handled by many people that day, not just the armorer who was supposed to be maintaining that on the scene. But what I want is for actors to have to be trained in gun safety, not just telling the rest of the world what they should do with their guns and how to handle it, and then pick up a gun and wave it around on a film set and be able to kill somebody by accident. Well, you can say that, but in this case, the lawsuit, the person operating the equipment was found negligent. Because, road laws in New York are the operator is ultimately responsible for the operating condition of the vehicle. And so it was their fault. They were found to be negligent in that time. So, besides, if you're talking about the tire thing, your tire is going to get pretty wobbly before it comes off, and you're going to know something's wrong. And if you don't pull over, you are now buying the negligence. How do you identify blanks? Blanks don't look like real bullets. Real bullets have a cartridge and the bullet in the front of them. Blanks either have a wad, which is like a packing in there, or they have a crimp around the end. They don't look alike at all. They look very, very different. There is literally, physically no bullet in a blank. And if I had some to show you, I would, but I don't. But it's very apparent just by looking that the difference between a bullet and a blank. So, I mean, but again, this is simple stuff for them to say, listen, actors on a movie set, this is a blank, this is a live round, this is safety on, this is safety off. You know, simple things. Keep your finger off the trigger until, like, if you're gonna practice drawing the weapon, you don't need your finger on the trigger. You should never put your finger on the trigger. I will Google and screenshot. Hang on. I will show you. Okay. Let me get a blank. And then let me get... I'm just going to use one basic type of round. Actually, this is great. All right, I found a great picture. All right. So I am going to screenshot or share entire screen. Oh, here we are in the hell of never ending. Okay, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So this is a blank. See this blank? See how it's shorter than the others and it comes to like a crimp? These are live rounds. There is a bullet in the round, in the cartridge sticking out. This is a dummy round. This is made so you can see it can't. Dummy rounds are different than blanks. Dummy rounds have no propellant in them at all. So you can cycle them through by using mechanics, but they can't actually go off. So they have a bullet that's different than a blank. A blank has propellant. It goes bang, it makes noise. Nothing projects. That's not true. Sometimes powder and metallic scrapings that are in there can come out, but there's no bullet. There's absolutely no bullet that can go. So you can see it is very apparent just looking. Forget the dummy round because that's not what we're looking at. It is very clear to tell the difference in this case, in this round, which is a 5.56 NATO round, the difference between a live round and a blank. Okay, and they do this for just about every single round that you might see. Now, what's the difference between a dummy round, in case somebody asks? So, like when you're practicing the fundamentals of clearing a stoppage, you would use a dummy round so that you could load your magazine with a dummy round, put it in, and rack. I'm doing all AR-15 M16 movements, right? Yeah, you know what? I have a lot of tabs because I just don't close them. I have so many things open for doing research as I'm editing different videos. You should be disturbed at how many tabs I have open, right? That I have like 5 videos in editing in any one time, and I don't want to bookmark them because then I'll forget to erase the bookmarks. So these are all different things, different research for different videos. So anyway, so the dummy rounds, you're able to cycle through and practice your stoppage techniques, something called sports, for example, we learned in the Army. And you know what? I would love to do that, but I think that's, we're going to have to agree to disagree. I think you can never treat a live firearm as a live, that's like a live firearm is a live firearm. And if you let the culture treat it as a prop and nothing more, you end up with Alec Baldwin shooting somebody by accident. I mean, But I would, if you're inviting me to a movie set, I would love to go. That would be awesome. I'd love to see how it goes. Are you doing this on purpose? Because I was I was wrong. I was wrong about this. Apparently, I was corrected by some actual firing instructors. So you can safely dry fire a center fire handgun or rifle, any firearm. So, sorry, I'm reading. So you can safely dry fire a center fire firearm, and that's a fancy term that you know if you know. You should not dry fire rim fire firearms. So you do not need snap caps to safely dry fire to dry fire an AR-15. No, you do not. Turns out. However, they do still give you a little bit of feedback. I found some people would say they're a waste of money. What I like them for is you can put them in, you can fire, you actually feel that firing pin hit something, and then and then go through your physical motions as if you had to clear it. But snap caps are not required. No, are not required to dry fire an AR-15. I learned my lesson. I was schooled. And things I learned back when have turned out to be not true. Not true at all. Well, Todd, okay, so I see this comment. So we're gonna make sure we use the correct terminology based on what we just looked at. Dummy rounds and blank rounds, different things. Blank rounds. I think, you know what, Jason? I think that's great. I think using only blank firing guns would be a great idea. I don't know why they have to use actual firearms on the set. I think that is a fantastic idea. I don't. Now, from what I understand, they can take a real firearm, say a Beretta 92, and modify it so that out of camera view inside there's the barrel is plugged and it will only fire blank rounds. And if a live round is loaded, it won't go anywhere. Again, this is out of my wheelhouse, but that is, they can do that. They make those kinds of guns, and you might be able to verify if that's true or not. And if that's true, I don't know why they're not using them all the time. So I think that is a great solution. Although I am still opposed to putting any firearm in anyone. I mean, I get it. You have your side of this argument. I have mine coming from the medic world. I don't like the idea of putting the gun in anyone's hand that is not trained in basic firearm safety. But, we'll see. We'll see how this whole thing goes. I mean, there's a lot of he said, she said on that set right now. And like I said, everybody is suing someone else, blaming the thing on someone else. The armorer is suing the ammunition company. The ammunition company is out there going like, dude, all we did was send them bullets. Like, what the hell? The armorer is also saying that somebody replaced the blank rounds. Her first argument was somebody must have replaced the blank round with a live round to sabotage the production. Then there was the story that people were using the guns were plinking in their off time. Then there was then there was sorry, I'm still trying to read things. It's actually pretty good. Then there was the whole somebody swapped the guns by accident theory. Then there was, they blamed it on the assistant director that handed him the wrong gun. Then there's the gun just went off. He never pulled the trigger, which I've never seen a revolver just go off unless he had pulled the hammer back. which still would have been on him. All right, Gritman, thanks for joining us. We're going to end this real soon anyway, but good night, and thanks for staying here. So, the thing is, the story on what went on in that movie set has been so diluted. I don't know if we're ever going to know. Let's face it, we're blamestorming at this point. We're trying to figure out whose fault it is. And very little attention is being paid to how to prevent it from happening to anybody else, which I think is a real important thing. And, Colonel Trent Carpenter, one of the best commanders I've ever served under, stopped an entire mission brief one day talking about some equipment, that was not up to specs with everybody. And just one of the greatest statements ever. He goes, okay, we're not taking this mission because I don't have faith that the equipment's operational. And I don't give a fuck whose fault it is. I want somebody to take responsibility for fixing it. And he walked out of the room. And I love that man. I would follow that man into the fires of hell. But that was one of the best statements on blame versus responsibility I think I've ever seen personally in my life. And he took a lot of shit for refusing to follow through on this mission based on the thing. And he made it very clear that, everybody was worried about their personal standing and are they going to get in trouble because let's blame it on everybody else. But I don't know what we're talking about, but I agree with this. I think it's entirely stupid to say that, if that's true, then we should be able to sue car makers every time some drunk driver uses it and accidentally kills someone. I don't believe in that at all. That's ridiculous. I accidentally cut myself last night on a knife. Can I sue the knife maker because the knife was sharp? I mean, but anyway, so whatever. Here, I know we've devolved into this again. I mean, I will talk about this all the time. So, but we are well over an hour. I appreciate everybody taking part in this discussion, though. This is great. I love it when we can actually discuss. And you'll notice that we managed to do this with not a single person insulting somebody of a different opinion or calling anybody a name or rage quitting, because we are mature adults and we can share ideas and thoughts. How awesome is that? That's cool. I love it. Squib had lodged in the barrel. The pressure from the blank pushed. Yeah, Jason, I agree with you. I could see this happening. And they will never be liable for somebody spilling it in their lap again. But you know what, guys? Thank you guys for we proved a cool thing here tonight. I think there was obviously some people with some very set opinions in this, and we managed to have an awesome discussion about it with nobody becoming an internet troll douchebag about it. You guys are awesome. This is why I love the people in this community here. This was great. So thank you guys very much. I have an unread message. I got to read a message. Isabel Morant sent a notice. They want to invite me to long-term cooperation with our product, DX0 Photolab 5. No way. Oh. So anyway, thank you guys so much for participating in the discussion that ended up happening. I think it's awesome. Thank you guys for joining me for the live stream. Thank you guys for none of you being douche canoes and being awesome grown-up gentlemen and gentlewomen and gentle llamas. You guys are cool. I will be back again with the attack packed on Friday. It's a trap. Nice. But it probably is a trap because her email ends in .cz. I get a lot of spam stuff that I'm very wary of. Anyway, I will see you guys soon. We will get working on these Boba Fett dealies real soon. And you guys are all awesome. So, here we go. Here's to not being a douche canoe. You guys take it easy.